Good evening, everyone. My name is Emerson, and I'm a former client at Earl's place. I'm extremely nervous right now. I had this elaborate speech that I was going to tell you guys, but I kind of like tossed it out the window because I really want to just really get honest with you guys and let you know what my box stands for and where it's coming from. Who wakes up in the morning and tells themselves that I want to be homeless today? Nobody. It was the furthest thing from my mind growing up. I never imagined in any circumstances that I'd ever be homeless. I grew up in Howard County. It's one of the second richest counties in the state of Maryland. It's an excellent county, great schools. So during my growing up, I never seen anything that resembled addiction, so to speak, because my mom and my father were pretty much like alcoholics. But I didn't see the heroin use or people falling all over the place. I was sheltered for a lot of my life as far as addiction. But as I went to school, I went to college, I had a promising career for real. So I worked for Coca-Cola, I had some big jobs, some big companies that I worked for. And as I was going to college, you know how you do college life, you experiment a little bit, you do this, you do that. And I found myself at a party, and the people at the party were using cocaine, and I tried it. Well, that first time I used it, I didn't really feel any effects. But the second time I tried it, it was the love of my life, and I knew it. I didn't use again for probably another 2 or 3 years, but eventually it came back around where I was put in a position to use it again. And from that point on, from 87 till 2010, no, 2000, I used cocaine on a regular basis. It destroyed my entire life, all my promises, everything I ever imagined that I wanted to do for myself. My father died when I was in active addiction. I didn't know how to stop. My sister came up, my sister went in the military, so she came home. And the day of his funeral, I couldn't stop using. I had no idea that I was an addict until my sister said, what's going on with you? And I said, nothing. She said, well, why are you leaving Dad's funeral and you're going to do something else? I said, because I'm going to hang out with my boys. But I wanted to go get high. And I think about that often, you know, and it still hurts to this day. But addiction, man, it killed all my dreams. My box represents the struggle that I went through. And for me, it was having everything that I ever imagined and then have it all snatched away. It was one of the hardest things I ever dealt with. Coming to Baltimore was part of my recovery process because in Howard County is a county that kind of like want to sweep things under the rug. They don't want to deal with addiction. They don't want to see it. It's like a hidden taboo. It's happening out there, but they don't refuse to deal with it. So what they'll do is they'll refer you to a county or a city that'll treat you. And that's how I ended up in Baltimore. And I thank God for that because, you know, Baltimore has its problems, trust me, it does. But they got so much recovery in Baltimore, it's unreal. There's different kinds of places, all kinds of meetings every day of the week, every hour. You can go to a meeting no matter how you're feeling. So I came to Baltimore in 2005. I got clean for a couple years. I guess some things came down the pipe where I wasn't really working in recovery. I wasn't really, working any kind of serious program. So when stuff come down the pipe like life, of course, it sidetracked me. I was back out there for probably another, 5 years. And then I came back in again because I was still using, but I wasn't using on regular because I had a job and I had to maintain my rent. But I had lost my place. And I called up the recovery house that I was in the first time I came, the first time I was in recovery in Baltimore, and I told Mr. T, could I come back in? Because I was using every day. But the matter of fact was, I didn't want to be homeless in Baltimore. Because the period of that 5 years, like I told you, a lot had happened to me on the streets. I had gotten shot with a shotgun. I had a gun pulled in my pointed to my head twice. I got robbed twice. So it was a lot of stuff that put a fear in me where I knew I just didn't want to be homeless again in Baltimore City. That was just out of the question. So I would do anything, lie, cheat, whatever, to get off the streets of Baltimore. So I told Mr. T I needed to come in there. If they didn't take me, I was going to kill myself, all that kind of stuff, because I didn't want to be homeless. And once I got into the program this time, you know, I was like, you know, the first thing that I was thinking about is, where am I going after I come out of here? What do I want to do? This time it was, even though the drugs didn't play like they did the first time I was in recovery, but my will to get clean was just, it was there. I was tired. I was beat up. I was fearful for my life. I didn't want to be back homeless, because homelessness is, it's a fear, man, that just, for me, it's a fear that just overcomes my entire being because of what happened to me when I was on the streets. I'm doing some things today in my life, hopefully that I can build on. Like, I'm going back to school. And I really thank God for Earl's Place, because it afforded me the opportunity to go back to school. Like I said, the first time I came around, I jumped in recovery. I went back to work. I tried to do school. I was doing too much. My box represents the balance, the foundation of family, school, the technology that I want to grow up in, and money, of course, because I can afford to live where I want to live. You know, my box incorporates all of that, and I wanted to display it so people would know and ask questions. Why is this there? Why is this there? You know, and for me, it's my struggle on a day-to-day basis. It's so important for me today to keep balance in my life, because the last time I had no balance, I was doing too many things. I'm not saying for the wrong reason. I was just trying to play catch-up. And it's not about catch-up today. It's about maintaining. For me, it's about maintaining my life, my sobriety, and friends and family. I do everything now to protect that. You know, last semester I got a 4.0 in school. I've never got a 4.0. I struggled with that. You know, I'm so proud of that. I'm trying to do the same thing this semester. School is so important. Those dreams that I had a long time ago, I'm looking back at them. I can really get them again. It's just a little time has passed, but I can really snatch those dreams back. And that's where I'm headed. Thanks to Earl's Place, they afforded me the mindset that I can come in, go to school, go to work, and not be stressed out as to where I gotta live. Those things is really hard when you're trying to catch up. It really is, when you gotta face those barriers, everything that you're trying to do, and you gotta play catch up. And Earl's Place affords me an opportunity where I can come in after school or after a hard day's work and just be like, oh, thank God. It's an excellent place. I love it. Thanks for the environment. Thanks, Sheila. Thanks for the staff. I thank you guys to the bottom of my heart. You make life worth living again. Thank you. Thank you.